Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Cave Convos. This will be episode 12.
Damn!
I know, right? I know. It's a lot of these now.
That's 12 weeks of... Wait.
That's more than 12 weeks. Because we
Well, yeah, but that's 12 weeks where we've been coming to you live up in this bitch.
Yes.
Not live, but... Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Polar Reg here.
Jeff Grizzly, you already know.
There, Bear. Today we've got a couple of topics in particular to discuss. Well, we have several.
I think comedy could be a good one. I was feeling that train of thought.
We'll start with comedy.
It's an interesting thing, just the satire.
Or maybe, should we start with information? Because
They're
that
very
would lead
similar,
into
though.
comedy.
Yeah, alright, we'll start. What do you want to say about information?
All right. So there's two sort of routes. The first route that I'm thinking is if someone tells you to keep something a secret, I take that as a legitimate obligation.
Yes.
That is not, a recommendation.
Yes. This is what I'm fucking
That is
yes.
not, it's not. They weren't saying that because they were just thinking, maybe it would be a good idea to say that right now. No, it's because they wanted you to actually apply that statement.
Mm-hmm.
Does it ever go unsaid?
It's so difficult though when people who legitimately care ask. You know what I mean? Like if someone doesn't care and they ask, then you can brush them off without much of a burden to you. But when someone cares and they ask, it hurts a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason to, because deep down I know that if given the opportunity, the person who told me to keep it a secret probably would have also told this person.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, I just can't, theoretically,
I had an interesting case of that where somebody I knew had it wasn't even serious, so I will talk about it, a very sad dream supposedly where they had lived an entire life, got married, had kids, and then woke up and was sad about it. And
Wow.
DMs me about it. And I'm like,
What does this mean?
hate to see it, I guess.
Hate to
Sucks
see
suck, whatever.
This
and
is a
then-
Red story.
They go on and type it in the group chat. Then I make fun of them for it. And then
Then I made
they're like,
fun of
this
them
was a
for it.
personal thing. Why would you make fun of me for it? And I was like, I wouldn't have said nothing if it was only in my DM. The moment you brought it to the public, it was public domain.
No.
That's very true.
I certainly agree that
If it was
phenomena exists.
If it was somebody's mom dying, that's different. But when it's this, I feel like there are some secrets that are not secrets.
And they didn't.
What?
And they made it into not a secret anymore. Either way.
Who knows? So when you say that
Excuse me.
person would have told somebody else, that's kind of I can totally see where you're coming from with that.
I'm just, I wanna discuss a little bit more what you had brought up though. I mean, this idea that, oh shit, what did you say? What did you say?
It was the dream of 50 years or whatever.
Right, okay. So why is it, do you think, that by opening something up to the public domain, that makes it acceptable to do things that you wouldn't otherwise interpersonally?
Because I feel like if somebody really genuinely was like, this is a secret, I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. That's yours.
Are you okay?
Yeah, but I don't mean to knock shit around and make noise. What I'm trying to say is I guess, yeah, it wasn't even a serious topic, but
It's kind of weird.
Even
that
if you come at me with something I think is silly, and you tell me it's personal, pretty much 99% of the time I will keep it that way.
Okay.
If you send me something and you tell me it's personal, and then you send it to everybody else,
How many people were in this group chat?
it's just me and my friends. So
Well, what's the grand
10
total?
people.
10? Okay,
Like
10 people. That's a party.
everybody.
That's a party.
Everybody.
I mean, they were the ones that put it in the information. Information.
I don't know if that gives me the right to make fun of it, but if you're gonna be honest, I'm gonna be
What
honest.
do you mean it give you the right? Because you don't not have we're in America, bro. Freedom of speech. You can make fun of our fucking.
It does depend on the severity of the matter, but I try to understand that some things matter a lot more to other people than they do to me. I got asked the other day if I was they them, if I went by they them, and my immediate first thought when I got this question is, this is a ridiculous question.
Yes.
And if you had asked me this in the group chat, I might have said some real snarky shit back.
Mm-hmm.
But because this person DM'd me and was all respectful about it, I literally just go, no, I am he/Himalayan. But
That makes me think about the what's called. I have another topic to bring up on that note.
maybe I'm just fake,
I don't.
performative.
I'm not sure. I suppose you are working with the codes to which you believe in, and I can't really expect you to do anything else. But peradventure, you ought to consider this. The only reason that individual had gone to the group chat in the first place is because you were so unresponsive to begin with.
Mm,
And had you applied yourself more to begin with, then
that
they
would not have been necessary.
there would not have been this opportunity. And you know what it was like? It was like what I said earlier about how sins tempt you. You know,
Mhm.
they don't just just pop out in front of you first.
No.
First, they float around in your mind,
The sin of a very cheap laugh just presented itself to
Yeah.
me. So
and
I took it.
I guess
It's almost like a.
what could have been the alternative? Is my question.
The alternative could be if you have a dream that's sad, take yourself a little less seriously because it's not real.
Yeah.
Psychologically, though, there is.
But there is, yeah, okay, there is a. It does mean something.
Right.
It's not really up to me to interpret that.
No.
But why are they getting? Why are they gonna get so mad at you for just making fun of them?
Maybe it was just too early in the war.
How mad are they? Are they still
Not
mad
even.
at you?
This was a long time ago.
Okay.
Did they get mad at you at the time though? Like were
They
they,
were
actually?
They were almost. I guess they felt betrayed, and I
See.
did betray. Did I betray them? Maybe.
Well, how did you betray them though?
Yeah, because
It's not like you public.
I didn't publicize it. No,
Yeah, you just made fun of them.
You were the
Wh-
first person to respond to.
I was the first one to get a DM. I don't even think I was the first one to respond. I think people just started going. I've been edging for 50 years.
No,
So
okay.
everybody just threw in their
Okay.
version of the doing shit for 50 years.
Okay.
joke.
I see.
Threw their hat into the ring.
So then, circumstantially, I think
I've
that
been
I don't think there's much to blame you for.
Yeah, I don't either. That's what I was saying.
I sleep like a baby.
I sleep like a baby.
A baby. But
Okay.
it's worth considering. I could have been wrong in some aspects.
Well, I mean, maybe that you could have improved. I mean, once again, with the alternative.
Well, you know what you learned from this? Sorry for cutting you off.
Go for it.
I'm really
man.
sorry, but you know what you learned from this is you can't really make those jokes with that person anymore, or they kind of take offense. You can, but they just
I know how they
Yeah.
would react.
yeah, you know that.
You
Yeah.
can't. That's true. You will. I mean, you could consider it a mistake. Even if it didn't damage anything,
Yeah.
it hardly had any lasting implication.
I
But
mean, yeah,
that was just the most interesting case of, I guess, information getting passed, like where it
how we got to
shouldn't.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
mean-
a very strange case.
I guess really at the end of the day, when I keep forgetting what I'm gonna say.
Something at the end of the day, it is night.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, the sun goes down and you go to sleep.
Yeah.
But there's something more significant that I wanted to say, something more substantive.
Hmm.
And it's the fact that it slipped my mind is
That is tragic.
maybe we ought to
Pathetic.
maybe
Top
oh
of the
okay,
news
all
We
right.
ought to take 5.
It's popped back up into my mind, don't you worry. Moral of the story. Don't make the same mistake twice.
That's what you
Yeah,
couldn't
that's
think.
true.
Yeah.
I will admit, and I will tell people, I might not be the guy to come with this kind of stuff for. I don't know. And maybe I should be. Like, maybe I should offer more of a shoulder to cry on, but I'm really just not good at it.
Same. I'm not.
It's not about peradventure that is also a little bit about you. You know, maybe you are not accepting. Maybe you are not. This isn't something to be discussing on the podcast. This is like
No.
psychoanalysis. We'll talk about this later. But this was supposed to lead into the next topic. Telling jokes.
Telling jokes.
That could lead into that.
Yeah, that's what we were doing. We were telling jokes.
Telling jokes.
And we were just talking about before we started recording, like, when is it too far,
When is it too far? I felt as if we were, and it's not as that we were going to cross the line, but this feeds back into the information that we were talking about before, Maybe that's not something to just express out into the open, into the public, lest someone make fun of it.
Right.
But anyways, telling jokes, one of the very few individuals to do it very, very well and to not also be weird. You know, he didn't masturbate in front of people or anything like that.
Who did that?
Leave
Louis
Diogenes
C.K.
out of this. Wait, is that the guy that came on his belly?
Yeah.
All right, okay.
One of the very best to do it, and without being weird, Dave Chappelle. He has a lot of Netflix specials. In one of them, in particular, he discusses a very, very unique subgroup of
Controversial one.
of the United States. A controversial one, a group that has been pursuing civil rights. We're talking about the LGBTQIA plus is what they are now considered. They've added even more. IA plus. Actually, it's even more.
Asexual?
It's even more than that. A is asexual, yes.
What is
I is
I?
intersex.
Okay.
Why if they have the plus, why do they have to keep adding these fucking things? Just have it.
Yeah, actually. It could just be a
LGBTQ plus. That's what it
yeah.
should be. Why do they have to keep adding more?
But there needs to be like a word for it, you know?
LGBT.
Yeah, they won't leave anybody out.
Yeah, literally. And they already have the plus. Might as well, like, plus could be straight for all we fucking know.
Actually, they will leave out pedophiles. They seem vehemently against adding that to the...
Ironically, a lot of the philosophy that they subscribe to is derived from these intellectuals that were big fans of pedophilia. Big fans of, say, lowering the legal age of consent for marriage.
But I don't think that has anything to do with GLGBTBD as much as it does just power structure.
What do you mean?
Well, it just seems to be the case that whenever, like, even a Minecraft YouTuber, or we'll use the Minecraft YouTuber example, when they get popular, it's just now, it seems like every time it comes out that they're doing weird things with kids.
Absolute power.
And I don't
Absolute
think,
power.
I don't think it's because Dream is on the LGBT spectrum. I think it's its totally own separate problem. And I feel like people are trying to complain
Of course. I would never try to say, because of course pedophilia has existed long before LGBTQ plus A.
Mm-hmm.
I did that backwards, but I included everything.
Has it?
So
Well,
Yeah, I don't
I
know
don't know
about
if that's
that.
it either, though. I feel like cave dudes would be fucking each other. Prisoners do it.
they did not subscribe to gender fluidity, and that's another, you know, sort of. So like when you say LGBTQIA plus,
I guess I'm referring to the movement.
you have to recognize how contemporary it is.
Yeah.
These cavemen certainly were not a part of it.
No.
And even if they were engaging in same-sex intercourse,
Mhm.
I can assure you they were not thinking, this will do a lot for humanity.
No,
They didn't even know humanity existed.
It feels good, and I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, I guess. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure what it would be for a caveman, because if you're thinking primitively, then there has to be some sort of trigger then, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it can't just be it feels good.
They get too horny. They go a few days without it. They see a nice man butt because, you know, as John Madden said, a woman's ass does not impress me. Fat distribution, higher estrogen, but a man with a great ass. Now that's something special. That really gets my
Okay.
wheels turning.
Who said this?
John Madden, football.
Really?
Probably not.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so. But
That's misinformation.
you know, to be fair though, with the stereotype of the coaches and even the players slapping the players' asses, I guess that is somewhat fair.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't think that should be gay, though.
it's certainly not meant to be gay when they do it. But
It should be considered as such.
I don't know.
No, I'm just thinking like on a larger scale. You're right. People would make that comparison. They'd see football dudes
it
slapping
has
each
been.
other and boom, boom. I mean, like this is gay, but.
It was made actually in
Say that about
the
wrestling.
television series Blue Mountain State.
Mm-hmm.
They did some sort of dance, coordinated dance, and they had made it, rather homosexual.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're talking about like sort of cropped shoulder pads with jerseys, and I think they were wearing like, what are those called? Like those men thongs.
The cups.
Did they put a
Jock
fucking?
straps.
Not the jock. It was jock straps. Yeah.
Did they put an Oreo between their ass cheeks and have to run, and then one of them like happily ate it?
That was also another thing. Yeah.
That's. I don't know. Is that doesn't seem like sexual to me though. That just seems like men are fucking stupid. These are not. These are like CTE head smashing people.
True.
And they're good people. They're like, America's built on these people, but I don't think they're gay. I think they're just acting on a primal instinct. Like, this is my teammate. He is my brother. I love him.
I'm gonna slap his booty.
I'm willing to express that.
Okay. And yeah, and to be fair, what you're doing out there is somewhat intense. Certainly cognitively, the CTE you'll receive will be, well, I would say memorable, but I guess it'll be forgettable.
Right.
But anyways, going back to Dave Chappelle and his jokes. I know, we really strayed far. Getting back to Dave Chappelle and his jokes, he compared the transgenders to
Jim Carrey?
the blacks.
Oh.
To Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
What made you think that?
He did.
He did. When?
So he says,
He
says, when my father died, I was inconsolable. I was absolutely devastated. And then my good friend, Norm MacDonald, who I was just telling Fred about in the hallway, Norm MacDonald rings him up and he's like,
Hey, you want to meet Jim Carrey?
and like, of course Dave Chappelle wants to meet Jim Carrey.
Yeah,
like
he's a
everybody
comedian.
wants to meet
He's
Jim
a
Carrey.
legendary comedian.
Yeah. So he goes onto the set of one of his shootings, and he comes out all dressed up as Andy Kaufman, and Dave Chappelle goes, Jim Carrey! Everybody goes, no. You can't call him Jim Carrey anymore. He's getting really into his role. You got to call him Andy Kaufman until we're done with the shoot. And Dave Chappelle says, I should have been grateful to witness Jim Carrey, one of my heroes, in one of the most difficult processes in his career, which is becoming somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
But he was very disappointed that entire evening he wanted to talk to Jim Carrey, and instead he got to talk to Andy Kaufman. And then he goes, and that's how I feel about transgender people.
Yes, I have seen that.
Yeah, I do know what...
That is very accurate, I feel.
That really reminds me, too, of the Mr. Beast situation.
Mm.
I don't remember what the individual's name is, but...
Chris?
Chris.
Chris.
Okay.
That makes me sad.
That makes me sad.
No, not that Chris
The whole
transitioned,
dynamic has changed.
the way people react to it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it impacted the show, to be fair. Like, from an audience perspective, it would make sense as to why they would, acknowledge it.
Mm.
The idea, though, that they're that some of them have taken it to grosser proportions, though, I agree with you on that.
Mm. I think Mr. Beast had to have known, like, it's probably not a great move financially. I mean, no, it's, the public is very torn on this matter about the whole woke, trans, whatever
Commercially,
stuff.
though,
So,
not torn. It's they all agree that you're supposed to be
if he because
promulgating
if
this.
he
But
ended
then
up
you
not
see
having
it,
Chris in his
and all
videos,
these comments are like, I'm unsubscribing just for that.
yeah, but if he didn't have Chris in his videos and then people found out that Chris was like that this happened, I don't know what to call it.
Mm.
Like everyone would be pissed at him for like, yo, you're not Chris isn't allowed in your videos anymore because he's transitioned.
But you know what I really think it comes down to, like the point I'm getting to here?
Either way, he's fucked, is what I'm saying.
Is coming from the man who goes around curing blindness and building wells for Africans, it wouldn't be too beyond the realm of possibility that Mr. Beast might be a good friend.
You don't think he's a good friend?
No, I think he might be.
I think he's
I think that's really just what it is.
Yeah, I think he is too.
His lifetime friend was in his videos. His lifetime friend will continue to be his lifetime friend.
Right. To the audience out there, you're just gonna have to take a hit on this one. I mean, realistically, Mr. Beast's relationship has lasted a lot longer than his YouTube channel has, and so there's no reason for him to all of a sudden decide that this YouTube channel should supersede that relationship. Straying away again, though, from Dave Chappelle, going back to that. So when he compared it to the civil rights movement for the blacks, he argued that, we already talked about this. And you said, would he not realize that it would not have been that way unless the civil rights movement had happened? And what he had said was...
He's having the whole conversation with himself.
Sorry. All right, you know what? I'll cut the Dave Chappelle part out.
The whole part?
No, never mind.
Hey, so if we're gonna
We're
start,
being honest, right?
okay, if we're gonna section,
We
if
are
we're
being
talking,
honest.
we were talking about the what's it
Speaking off the
called,
cuff.
that stuff. 2 video games right now came out with non-binary characters,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone's like up in arms about it, like on both sides, because like I just call them like I don't care, they them, like whatever the hell, I don't really care, give a shit. But like if you were like in a game and like you're playing a video game and someone like says like, oh, she's fucking Mudshot or something, and you just like stop playing the video game and you're just like, it's they, like dude, like come on, like get a grip. Like that's what I have to personally say.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I saw someone have a whole like TikTok like 3-minute video about why you have to call them they them, like
And this
oh
is,
my god, like it's just so annoying. It's a video game character.
I
Whose
saw-
feelings is it hurting?
Wait a second.
Like I call it they them. I'm not saying I don't call it they them. That's not what I'm trying to say. But like if I was in a game with someone and they said she, I wouldn't think twice about it. Would you?
No.
Yeah.
How?
And in my opinion, if you would think twice about it, you may be a little. You might not be living in the real world, in my opinion. Because is that really an issue? It's a video game character. If this was a real person, yeah, this is an issue. But it's a video game.
I'm
character.
confused as to what you
Okay.
mean though, because do you mean like the character or the person who's playing as the character?
Right, because I mean,
Well, when I
This-
see a soldier on the other team, you say it's a guy character. It's a he. I would say.
Okay.
what if I said like something racist about Batiste, and I'm like, he's not even a real black guy. Why are people mad about this?
No, okay, but that's different.
It's a disrespect
That's
to the larger
different.
identity, I think, of Miss Them.
But
I
I'm
would
not-
assume.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but like you're not like. But if someone's just like say, oh, she's like, if they're not like, if someone's sitting there like, fuck, what this non-binary, that's different. That is different. But if they're just in a game, quickly like the comms they yell out would be
They.
if they don't use the correct comms.
Wouldn't they say like minor low
Yeah.
or Diglett low, whatever her name is?
Gotcha.
No, their name is. Excuse me.
See, you
Darren,
said.
cut that out.
What'd you say? See,
Yeah,
see,
right?
It's
see,
aw-
it's
you-
accidental.
You put it, yeah.
And you said he, right?
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I,
personally, I think a lot of people would agree that they look more like what's it called, not a he character.
Mm.
But that's the thing; they're they anyway.
And another thing about Overwatch doing is that they're only doing it because it's safe. Like so many other people, medias, games, and whatever have done it by now. I remember when I was young watching Soul Eater, and there was one character that just never gets gendered, and they never bring out the fact that they never get gendered. It just never happens, and I'm like, this is my favorite character. This mining adventure character does not
Adventure.
feel like a character. It feels like almost like we're checking off the boxes. We need to have a non-binary
For
character. We need to have a
real, though.
trans character.
It's funny that
Have they retconned any of the old characters as trans?
I don't know.
Not as
I said I
trans.
found out Soldier 76 had a gay
Was
lover.
gay, yeah, and Tracer too.
There was the
I
big
didn't know
thing
that. I
too
just found out about that.
with the Ghostbusters turning into females. And there was a cross racial change in the form of Ariel, the mermaid. And these were some bigger issues in pop culture.
I just personally like. Is it really that big of a deal if someone just like quickly like what Jeff just did? Like, is that really that big of a deal? I don't think so, and I think that's
It's not to me or you, but what about to who you're saying it to?
I say grow a bear.
I think that's the goal.
I don't.
I
it's
say
about-
like people make fun of shit or people like they disrespect shit that I would like not like people to disrespect. Like you have to let your
Like
roll off
making
your
fun of
back.
straight men.
Yeah.
There is a lot of that, yeah.
And like it's not like Jeff meant. I'm really using you as an example because you just did it. Like
Yeah.
it's not like he meant any harm by that. Like he literally just glossed over the fact really quickly. Like and then he even like corrected himself.
yeah.
Like I don't understand.
Intention is important. Just as well though.
Even if like
That's true, actually.
The mistakes thing, you should try your best not to make the same mistake twice.
Mm.
yeah.
I think making a conscious effort not to is part of what would make you a good friend.
But like
or even just a citizen.
I want to say
Good
this.
person.
I want to say this. If you're playing, it's in Valorant too. Literally, the newest character in Valorant just came out and is also the exact same situation.
Mhm.
If you're playing the game for the first time and you don't know these characters,
Right.
you're a casual player of the game.
Mhm.
Like that, those are the people. That's a vast majority of games,
Right.
those players aren't gonna fucking be thinking to themselves like, oh, I gotta like think about the genders of these characters. Like,
I have like a bartender example though, because like, let's say you're at a bar, right? You can have a drink with the bartender, but if the bartender drinks with every single person that wants to have a drink, that man is going to die.
yeah.
So I feel like when I mess up, I go, yeah, and then she. It means nothing to me because I did it once. But if you're going around and everybody is doing that, like I can totally see how that would wear on you.
Mm.
And like,
Yeah, but
it's
that's the
just
thing
so
I'm thinking
tough.
about
But
right
even
now.
still,
Who's it
though.
wearing on in this situation?
Well, I'm just saying I'm
If-
using a real, like if
Yeah.
it was a real person as an example.
In doing the
Yeah, that's
TikTok
what I agree with that.
as like a PDA, all right, fine, that makes sense. But if you were to tell the one person, well, it's the same thing though. You like, that's not changing everyone's behavior. You're just taking pretty much everyone else's behavior out on this one person.
And we do that.
But that's, I mean, that's not helping, is it?
Nope. Anger is not the way forward, people. We gotta be patient with each other.
I want to say like,
We gotta make a better effort to like understand one another. We can't just be so reactionary and start unsubscribing from Mr. Beast just because he is now a she.
Mm.
but in a video game sense, still like that. In Overwatch, the character like Bastion, you could like mistake him for. I mean, yeah, I would say it to him. I think that's probably what it is in lore. I don't know though. Probably a they them, but like. Also, a lot of people maybe just call him a she because they make like beeps, like you know what I mean. And like, who would get mad at that? Who is gonna get mad at that? No one's getting mad at what you're calling Bastion. Like if you accidentally call Bastion the wrong fucking
He
name.
instead of it,
Yeah.
because he is a robot.
Right.
Although I guess that is the more like whether or not robots are people is
Yeah.
like the whole problem.
That is the
of
whole
Overwatch.
problem of Overwatch.
So, well, maybe we shouldn't go there. That might be too controversial.
Yeah.
No, but like, what are some other characters that you could like?
Robots.
Not even just robots. Like I don't know, Reaper. If you look at him, like that could be a fucking. You don't know what that is.
Well, he talks like this.
Yeah, but it could be a dead fucking
Sounds like Batman.
soul.
That's-
He's dead, right?
Yeah.
I can't think of any characters per se, but I certainly can think of like boats. You can call it he or she. A lot of guys call it she.
Yeah.
Mm.
Archie blow.
Yeah,
That's like a whale, though, right?
that also could be oh yeah, but
Cause she blow at the hole.
do people get?
Pause.
Is it offensive to misgender
A boat.
a non-human animal,
People
Like
would
a
say,
dog?
yeah.
like a dog or a whale?
Well, I find when I go like, oh, what's her name? They go, he is actually a cocker spaniel,
Yeah.
Ghibli mix named Billy Bob or whatever.
It's.
don't
I
take
think
it.
honestly
No,
though,
but-
it depends on the owner too.
True. They'll always correct you though.
Yeah,
They gotta correct you, though. I
Well,
feel
but
like.
yeah, they should though.
Yeah.
If
but
you're like friends with them, I mean, you just want to keep continuously.
misgendering their dog.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
You can't just live a lie.
Well, if you're friends with a trans person, you don't want to continually misgender them, or if they're on your Overwatch team.
But okay, that's what I'm saying. I would not misgender the person on the Overwatch team. But if you're gonna get mad at me for accidentally calling Venture a he or a she,
Hmm.
because honestly, props to Overwatch, they look like a he or a she. They're a true he or she to me.
Right.
But if you're gonna get mad at me for that, I'm sorry. I did it. Like I try to say they for Venture.
Yeah, there's
But,
a
like,
lot more sexual dimorphism in humans than I think a lot of people are willing to admit. Their voices are just usually inherently higher. They got different chemicals going on.
yeah.
But that isn't a matter of the whole gender thing. That's where it like gets all muddy. That's why
I just
everybody's all angry and complicated.
Like it's just the thing. Like if it was a real person, that's what I'm saying. I would try so much harder to like make sure I don't like be a dick to them. But like that's what I'm thinking about a video game. I don't like I don't care like as much. I'm not offending the fucking inanimate person.
No, but it's like an interesting almost perception of like the everyman's view of the matter, I guess, because like it really is a matter of the social construct of gender. You know, he, she, they, versus your biological male instinct to see woman and say woman. Just that's a man, that's a woman. There's a part of you that like has evolved to have that.
Yeah.
It's about overcoming those primal urges, though. I mean, anger is a primal urge. You just gotta overcome these things for the good of society. And it is hard. It's so different.
I just ignore
We've never
it.
seen anything like this before. But I
The
try.
best way to do it is just ignore it. Someone says they're a girl, just
But
go
how,
with it.
how long? Yeah, that is the way to do it. But I feel like you gotta try to understand people to move forward.
I don't care to understand. They're not gonna understand me. They really aren't. They don't. They like don't under. They like they can't like fathom, like what's it called?
You
Like,
not
just-
being like immediately receptive to a change like that.
Yeah, I guess. They can't fathom that, like, I don't, like, I just don't fucking care. I'm sorry, but, like, I don't fucking care. Just like how you don't care I'm straight, or you shouldn't care I'm straight, why would you? I don't give a fuck you gay, queer, whatever, just be you. Stop fucking talking about it to me, 'cause I don't care, like I said. We could be fucking, I mean, I'm not gonna, don't not talk to me, like, I'm not trying to, like, rid you off, like,
No.
but, like, if we're friends, yeah, talk to me, but, like, I don't give a fuck. If you're like, I'm not trying to like get involved in this shit I'm not involved in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't even.
And I don't
really
care
love,
to.
We don't. I think it's less about that, and like it's not. This isn't for every case because it is true in a lot of instances. But a lot of the times, when I see like, maybe not a lot of times, but I've seen examples of trans people getting into arguments with straight people, and the trans person's like, "Are you transphobic? Like, is that why you hate me?" And the guy was like, "No, I don't hate trans people. I hate you." And the person's like, "Then you hate trans people because I'm a trans."
That reminds me, me and my friend had created this idea where instead of simply being racist, hating everyone because they had the same skin color, you hated everyone of the same skin color individually.
Mm.
And
Like
yeah.
if you met every black person and was like, I didn't like any of them.
No, but it's like that is your rationale for being racist. It's like,
Yeah.
no, I'm not making assumptions. I really hate every single one for individual reasons.
Oh, okay. So based off of like anecdotal.
It doesn't.
Could you
Are you
have to-
saying racism comes from like incidents?
No, I'm saying this is supposed to be a joke. Like this is just like
Okay.
like this is like, you know, like if you had created a KKK member, like this would be their thinking,
Mhm.
and like they would say things that aligned with this pathology.
I see. What do you mean specifically? Like
They so to the average person,
something I
racism.
said, or?
No, I'm just shifting a little bit, I guess. Shifting a little bit. Because we've been talking a lot about LGBTQIA plus. So
These are the big issues.
yeah. Oh, now we'll talk about blacks, which is yet another big issue in
Let's
the
do
U.S.
Darren loves talking about the blacks.
Because
as he
I'm
calls
black.
it.
I'm black.
All right.
And I care about black people. I haven't said that.
Ever.
But let me say it now. I do care about black people. Even Cape Verde with their, they have something like 500,000 or 600,000 population.
Mm-hmm.
And yet the third highest, I believe, or fifth highest GDP in all of Africa. So very well done there. That's the power of tourism.
Good shit, guys.
Good job, guys. Thank you. That's my blood.
I will
My-
say, and maybe this is technically racist, but every Haitian I've ever met is the nicest person in the world. Like I don't know what it is. They're just.
Not for me.
It's almost like
I've met
really.
a lot of nice Haitians as
They're
well.
just so
I
friendly.
met a variety. I don't know.
Oh.
Terrence Bernard, though,
You think he's a nice person?
I don't think he quite fits the bill.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
I guess no stereotype applies to everybody.
Yeah, here's the thing. My teacher in biology
Quite
said,
applies.
in biology, there's always exceptions, and I think that's very true.
Okay. Humans are tough.
Well, I mean, that just
We're
goes
so
for anything
complicated.
biologically. You
There's
know?
always exceptions with humans, bro. There's always exceptions.
Yes,
Yeah.
he
That's 'cause we
intersects.
biology.
Yes. I can't quite remember what I was going on about before about the black people. It was meant to be rather, once again, substantive, but I keep losing my train of thought. I'm tired.
Long day.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I had a thought about this last night. I was listening to Noid by Yves Tumor.
Evis.
Yeah, I have no idea how you pronounce it.
Yves.
Yves Tumor.
Okay.
And he says, "They don't trust us. I'm not part of the killing spree. A symptom, born loser, statistic." And I
He
feel
should have
like,
said statistically, right? I feel like that would have fitted
no,
better.
like it feels like he's a statistic.
Excuse me.
No, I know, but I see.
So
No, but even still, just I'm gonna,
A symptom, born loser, statistic.
hold on. Go. But like, say the entirety of the verse.
What was it? They don't trust us. I'm not part of the killing spree. A symptom, born loser, statistic.
Statistically, killing spree. You see.
Or
You see? Oh,
but
yeah.
it could also be like a statistic referring to like 13% of black people,
Yes.
50% of the crime.
But to say statistically, does that not also encompass statistics?
Because it's not that it is a statistic thing. He is a statistic.
You never heard about that? You never heard that? Like someone, you never like heard that? I'm
never
just
heard
a
of what?
statistic. Like someone like that phrase. Like it's just
No, I know, but
fuck, I can't speak.
I
It's
understand that
just
the
st-
phrase
st-
exists,
Mm.
but
statistic.
grammatically speaking, it's sufficient to have said statistically in that sentence, and it also appears to have apparently to me it would have made the verse even better.
No, I find statistic impactful. Just statistic.
Well, I
Three
guess
syllables.
it depends too on how he's saying it in the song, I guess.
Because he says a symptom, born loser, statistic. So if he said statistically, that wouldn't have paralleled the other two, which were just straight up like nouns.
Okay.
I don't know if it would have fit the tempo of the song either.
Right. The way that you had said it, it fit a lot better that way. But then again, if I haven't listened to the song, then I guess I can't really say that he could have made it better.
Mm. But I guess my point is that kind of left an impact on me.
Yes.
And I hate to sound like I'm awakened now. I see the struggle, but I don't know.
He's a
that's
black
just-
person,
Yeah, that's what the song is about.
but
Him
black
being
people.
black.
When he says I'm not part of the killing spree, there's a lot of violence
Oh.
between black on black, black with
Crips,
police,
Bloods.
and he's just. You gotta understand that really. It's not 'cause he's black. Black people just want to live,
That's true. No.
and I think
It's
there's.
true.
But yeah,
Sorry.
people seem to be kind of almost distrustful of them. Like, geez, I get a new black coworker, and people are immediately like, I don't know if he's gonna do all the work right. Like,
Yo, that just made me think
This
about
is-
something. About a coworker. You said coworker? I had to say rest in peace. One of my coworkers, not really, like, I didn't work with him for a while, but he was working with my uncle's landscaping company. Sorry to cut you off, but he passed away last night. Sorry to rest in peace.
Sorry
that
for your
guy.
loss.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was wild, and it's crazy. He was pretty young, like 30.
Hmm.
What did he pass from?
I don't know. I just heard about this morning. I just heard he passed away. I don't know what he passed away from. Sorry for
I have
interrupting.
no
you
idea
guys.
what I was saying.
Some of your coworker, your black coworker, people like.
Just in general, yeah, they're almost, and it makes me think of what Darian said about jokes and stuff. How, I don't know, it is jokes, but I feel like there's something deeper in there that needs to be addressed, and I think Dave Chappelle tries to do that.
Well, I agree, but sometimes the
Theme for this episode is David Chappelle.
thematically what he pulls, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with him philosophically, as it were.
No, you don't have to.
But I know I don't have to. But
I don't either. I think
the thing-
it's a little old-fashioned.
well, here's the thing though. He is someone whose voice is being propelled, and there's no one to combat it. The only person actually who's able to talk of LGBTQIA plus and not suffer cancellation is Dave Chappelle, pretty much. So, that's bothersome to me.
Hmm.
The only voice being heard is that voice, and I don't agree with it.
Dave's, yeah.
Come on, man.
Well, maybe it's like I said about Overwatch. People are doing it because it's the safe thing. If it turns out like you can make jokes about gay people and not get canceled, it's gonna start happening.
Right.
Why can't you
Right.
make jokes about gay people?
Because it's
'Cause
commercially accepted.
It's a gray area.
Because it's so new for it to be accepted?
Yeah.
Freddie, so this is a big thing that happened. So there was some sort of performer. I don't remember who
Like,
they
we
were.
could joke. That's just, the thing is, though, we can just joke about everything else. Why can't we joke about that shit?
Because it's commercially accepted. You literally can like
You can joke about other commercially accepted
advertisements will not want to, be a part of your brand. Like businesses will not want to work with you. It's
Right.
just like it is commercially accepted to follow the prescription of the
But why?
LGBTQIA.
Which
Why
I
do we have
gotta
to live
say,
like this?
If you look at movies in
Just
like
how
the
it is.
80s, that is a huge success for them. Like that means they are on some level respected. Even if it's frustrating. I'm frustrated. You're frustrated, but we are respecting it. That's a lot of progress.
Yeah.
And I think after they really get settled in, and it
Stops.
just becomes the same as like being black, straight, white, or normal, it'll become normal again. It'll be fine to poke jokes at them as it would be anybody else.
There are some things though that, like lobotomies, for instance. You accept them, and then you realize maybe they're more detrimental than they are beneficial, and so you change it. There is a big, and it's quelled, but there is a big scientific argument for LGBTQIA+, and their what is that word? Their beliefs, as it were. I'm not sure if I should go into it, because I think that's about as if we were ever to get canceled, it would be for me talking about that. I feel like.
Yeah.
But I mean, there is reason to
This has
suspect
been a very
that
cancelable episode.
I think we've walked
I
a
think
good
we've
line.
kept it respectable.
Yeah.
I obviously here on the Cave Convos cast, we have no ill regard towards anybody that isn't based on the content of their character.
Yeah, for real. If you have a bad content in your character, we will place ill judge upon you. That's only if you have a bad character.
Yes, we are selective. We're very just with our punishments. Moving on to the TikTok Riz party.
Oh yeah, the TikTok Riz.
This is such a weaker topic.
Yeah,
By
but
comparison, it seems so small.
I think we need though a little comic relief.
Gotta reel it in a bit.
Yeah. Whatever the hell they say, I don't even know the word.
Yeah.
Let's look it up.
Yeah,
It's
you don't
just
even know
the
what this
honor
is.
I do, but
All right. Yeah,
I don't know the exact words.
It was all boys, the TikTok Riz party.
we're gonna have Freddie pull up the exclusive news on the TikTok Riz party.
Everyone's saying that guy's the group leader. Like, okay, yeah. So I've seen like full
He's
breakdowns
front and center.
about why the people, like, what their roles are in the fucking friend group based just off that.
Jeez.
Why are they calling it a Riz party?
I don't know.
'Cause it's like a buzzword. I don't know. Maybe they're
Yeah.
trying to meet people.
Like,
Ad
maybe.
advertisement trying to steal. Okay. See? Like, yeah. This is it. I guess it's the same video. I don't know if it's longer though. Bro is so happy. He's front and center. Yeah, I guess he is the fucking. I would say that guy is the group leader. And like there's other guys like analyzing these guys in the back and shit. Like people are really going in on this.
I think we have to include
Stupid
that clip because
Yeah.
that's pretty bizarre. I feel like.
It's pretty strange.
I don't know what. It's almost as if they were like hypnotized by the song.
It's like
you know?
rehearsed.
And this brings me up to like a big concern about bringing information to the public domain. And like you say, it's okay to attack it. Well, that makes me think of things like tribalism. That's kind of what that seems like. You start getting so enthralled into a group that you start forgetting that, oh wait, my actions have consequences.
So you start going.
And I think another
So you
another
start
part of that
acting.
is getting sucked into a mob mentality.
Yes.
Like when everybody else is saying I was edging for 50 hours or 50 years, then of course I have to mob with that.
Right. Or like, the president of the United States, or the former president of the United States says you should peacefully protest the election, and then you end up putting on your favorite buffalo cap and heading into the Capitol Hill.
So I guess you got to be very careful with the information you're putting out. There's real weight to the things certain people say.
Indeed, there is.
And then it's so easy to fall back on. It was the First Amendment, but like, words of power, man.
Words do have power.
Propaganda.
You should never forget. I mean, when you're speaking, for a lot of people, that's pretty much like the only bit of creativity that they actually will be expressing.
They kind of inherit the thoughts of their group. Be it, yeah, right. Like the LGBT definitely will take. If you're a member of that, you will take on the beliefs of fellow members of your group. If you're a Republican, you're going to take on beliefs of the Republicans.
Right.
It's just
It's only natural as a human being to say, oh, I don't know, try to associate subjects or topics with people. I mean, like that's philosophy 101 is when you talk about certain philosophical beliefs. Well, there's always an author who had written a book to which you are then going to better understand that topic through.
Like that guy who wrote the Machiavellian whatever book.
Yeah, Machiavelli.
That's like terrible. That's like a guide to being a bad person.
Well, here's the thing, though. Most people don't finish the quote. The full quote is not, it is better to be feared than loved. But it's not just that. It's better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both.
Ooh. Who do you think is both feared and loved?
Everyone who's powerful has a bit of fear, and just as well, though, they try to keep a good PR. They want people to admire them, or at least to say, okay, this is someone who I wouldn't mind, being friends with.
Sorry. But yeah.
Like Barack Obama, like that's like the biggest thing I ever heard. Oh, actually, no.
So you think people, well, you're totally right on if you are implying this, that people would be more willing to be friends with somebody who is in power, who has some kind of authority over others.
And well, that, and it's almost comforting to know that the people in this world that could just absolutely ruin your life are people who would not do that for no reason. And so there's that aspect to it too, where it's like they want to ascertain that their wealth is safe by allowing for people to know they're not going to use it on bad things. Nancy Pelosi, she's not a bad person. By the way, she's doing insider trading, but she's not a bad person.
Morality aside, I love Amazon.
You love Amazon?
I love Amazon.
Do you love Jeff Bezos?
Nope.
Okay.
I love that I can push a button and get something. Yeah, in like 2 days I can just have that thing.
That reminds me.
So much weight to that, and yet I don't want to be on Amazon's bad side because I don't want Amazon to be
How
like.
How do you get on Amazon's bad
You
side?
really can't.
Hypothetically speaking, though, if Amazon were like, "You keep talking shit, we're going to disable your account," I would probably be like, "I'm okay. I'll reel it in."
Okay. Yeah, to be fair, I also would like to be on Amazon's good side.
Yeah, but I think it would be pretty hard to get on Amazon's bad side.
But
They're
my
a big
point-
company. You would have to do something pretty huge
Yeah.
to get on the bad side.
Right.
Like I would say, before you get on Amazon's bad side, you'd probably end up in prison. That would land you on Amazon. That would end on Amazon's bad side.
Okay, prison. You fear prison.
The dragon.
Another power structure.
Yes. Here's
They
another
hold
thing.
power over the judicial system. Who goes to jail and who doesn't? You fear them.
But here's the thing, though, Jeff. You have to understand, to a certain extent, a facet of why the institution of prisons exists, and just legal systems in general. It's so that people, like Freddie mentioned earlier, would be just simply afraid to do wrongdoings.
Right.
Just the idea that, oh wait, like there's something bigger than me that's actually gonna like allow for me to suffer the consequences of my actions.
I could be punished for this.
Yeah.
Maybe I think that is what it comes down to, is a fear of like punishment.
Because like no one so here's a big thing. Like I was just learning this philosophy of law. You know, like deterrence is a big reason, a function, and a justification of punishment. Someone goes to court, they lose their court battle, they are found guilty. This is a criminal trial, of course. They then are prosecuted, brought to jail, brought to prison, whatever that may be for them. Depends on the crime. Jeff, not everyone will hear about this case, though. Do you know what they will hear about?
Whether or not he did it,
No.
or he's guilty.
They'll hear about the police sirens. They'll hear about the fact that there are such things as lawyers and judges, that there is such things as maximum security prisons.
Yes.
And that is enough. Even if they don't know what the laws are, that is enough to keep them from doing
breaking
some
them.
bad things at
Yeah.
least.
It's a very. And the scariest part about people who go to court and go to jail is just because you are found guilty does not mean you did it. Plenty of people are falsely convicted.
Yes, false convictions. And this brings up another good point.
A mentally handicapped person got the death penalty for a crime he did not commit.
Mentally handicapped. He was not found incompetent, huh?
I shit you not, he was like eating his last meal and he ate half of it. And he was like, I'm going to eat the other half later.
He didn't even know that capital punishment and being executed meant
He didn't even
dying.
understand that he was going to die.
Okay.
Damn.
That guy did not hold up a liquor store. That's a benign dude.
Why the fuck did they keep giving him a death penalty for holding up a liquor store?
No, I don't know what he actually did. I'm just saying
Well, I mean, even if he didn't do it, there's a good chance that they had, I don't know, extensively interrogated him,
Oh, yeah,
forcing him
They
into
got a confession out of
confession.
him so that they would stop being mean to him.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And that was illegally induced.
Mhm.
You could say he was under emotional duress, and yet he was prosecuted like a bad person,
Yep.
even though he was treated by bad people. That makes no sense. It makes no sense. What a strange world we live in.
Good job, justice system.
Well, it can never really be perfect, can it? There's always going to be some hiccup. The question is, how do you make it that much better?
It's true. I mean, it's cameras. You have to put cameras everywhere to make it better, but that would make so many other things almost worse. That's very 1984.
Mm.
Really, the only way
1984.
I can prove Fred didn't just run over somebody on the way here, aside from the lack of any sirens, is that I don't have any footage or proof that he actually did anything.
Right.
If we were constantly recording people all the time, yeah, you would know if they're guilty or not.
We are.
And we are.
We are for the most part. There's. I feel like there's like if you're in like a.
But you can't use that stuff in court yet.
Video cameras.
If iPhone-
CCTV. You can
If I
use like
hack, if I hack
CCTV.
into your like iPhone or whatever.
ATM cameras.
But if it like when you say we are being constantly recorded, I thought you were talking about like our phones and laptops and stuff.
Oh no, like this, like I feel like if you're in like a populated area,
commercial cameras.
yeah, if you're in a populated area, this like,
Cameras everywhere.
yeah, you're probably like on camera most of the
Everywhere.
time. You're going through Bridgewater, I think, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Like when you're driving to the streets, you probably
even some traffic lights have cameras. I mean,
Yeah.
there's literally cameras. Like they're hidden in plain sight, man.
Actually, I think I wrote it on the board and we never talked about it. Security versus liberty.
Liberty.
When you have more freedom, that
You have
does
less
give more
liberty.
freedom to those who perhaps don't have your best interests in mind.
For real.
So, but if you're recording everything, that's security. Are you really free?
I see. Well, here's the thing. The argument too is once you enter into the public, there is no more expectation of privacy, and so it's not an infringement.
Just like what Jeff said at the beginning about his friend, he put it into the public.
Yep.
They put it into the public, and it was.
So it's
Right into the blender.
it's not an infringement of liberty. It's simply, you are just simply taking on this responsibility.
Taking on the responsibility. What do you mean by that?
That is, well, there's a legal concept of assuming risk.
Right.
And one such risk you could consider is, well, the loss of your likeness when you're in the public. It's a consequence of going out in the public.
Yeah. That's fair. And I guess there's a part of that with, I feel like I've also mentioned this, when you bring the guy out in like a handcuff and a muzzle,
Yeah,
immediately you're thinking like, yeah, that guy did that shit. Like a scary looking dude, I'm probably just going to be like, that guy did that shit. And
We definitely
that's
mentioned
wrong.
this last time.
That's an inherently, by all like respects of the justice system, like
Is it though? Is it wrong?
to just look at somebody and be like, he did it without hearing the evidence, having that bias, I feel like,
Look at him.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
what they want you to think. They don't bring him out looking at his best. The cops come in, they're all in uniform. The lawyers got their ties on, and then
But
the
his-
guy they're defending is
The
in
defense
chains.
attorney has a suit and tie too.
Yeah,
you know?
this is what
But
exactly what we
You're-
talked about.
Are you looking at the defense attorney, or are you really like?
You're looking at them both. Well,
Judging
the
him.
defense
No,
attorney.
you're looking at the fucking guy that's sitting there. "Arr, arr."
Yeah, like I'm like.
Who the hell is doing that? Who is this, Hannibal Lecter?
Well, if he's doing that, he is guilty. Let's be
You are,
real.
you are gonna watch the lawyer, but eventually, every now and again, my eyes are gonna drift over to the guy with a huge scar and a wide eye going on.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, like, the way that they present it, they make it so that whenever you are bringing your argument, you're standing up, you're presenting, and that. I understand what you're saying, but when you go into a courtroom, especially these, like when I went to a courtroom and I saw some trials, it's. You hardly. I mean, sometimes they're not even actually in like the court, as it were, where the judge is and where the attorneys are. They're just in sort of like this box beside it
Yeah.
as their case is being done.
Oh, I've
being
seen
proceeded.
that.
So
That's even more fucking. They're literally in a separate area. They
He's
can't
right
even.
in the
no,
spot,
well, in which
yeah.
case, well, for one, there's no
Sorry.
jury, so it doesn't matter, and for two, like the judge can't even really look at whoever this criminal, the perpetrator is, so they can't make that judgment that you're saying.
But it's a jury. The jury is.
Well, not all. Well, there's not always a jury.
Well, you have the
Okay,
choice.
is that
You have
it?
the choice.
Are
Yeah.
you a
Okay.
dumbass? You kind of a dumbass if you don't choose jury, right?
No, it depends. So if you believe that you could win your case based off of actual sort of legal, logical reasoning, then
Mhm.
you would want to go to the judge.
Yeah, yeah.
If you believe that you could win your case by, I don't know, circumventing a law, and instead appealing to ethics,
Yeah,
you would want a jury.
That's what they do for the most part. When
Yeah.
they're guilty, that's what you do normally.
But the judges is also people.
Yes, that's true too.
Yeah, you want this?
There can be leniency. That's why you'll
You
see
want
like
to try it?
Maybe later. They
like
gotta,
Judge Judy.
they gotta
instance.
consider, like you gotta consider the financial incentives to perhaps sending somebody to prison.
Nah, you gotta think about the
I
financial
mean-
decentives. It's so expensive. Isn't it so fucking expensive to put like someone in prison?
That's why you get a private
Yeah, it's
prison.
it's
You send them
considered a
to-
waste of
You
resources.
send them over to a private prison, and then they pay you, or you pay them. Sorry, and then they manufacture shit, and then they sell it off.
Yeah,
And
license
there
plates.
was a court case where a judge was sending young Philadelphians or Pennsylvanians to prison because the private prisons were giving him money under the table
Yeah, bribery. I'd heard about a similar thing.
to
I
fill up their prisons.
I think this was brought up though in like I don't even know what the show was, like Criminal Minds or something like that.
Mhm.
And yeah, so that's a pretty big issue, isn't it? That's effectively an abuse of the legal system by individuals working in the legal system
Right.
who have taken bars and who have taken oaths. So that's no bueno.
No good, no
No.
good.
No
It's just
good.
a huge tangled mess
No,
of a legal system.
Superman, no.
No, Superman, not here. No home.
Okay. Do you want to talk about Balatro, Freddie?
Again,
All I wanted to say was,
we've been meeting Balatro players in the wild
yeah, we both have met a Balatro player in the wild now, so
in totally different circumstances.
yeah, props to the Balatro community.
How
Like,
did you know that they were Balatro players?
I was
They
playing
tell
it.
ya.
Yeah, they tell you I was playing it. How my story went, I was playing it before class. And this kid like sits near me in class. He like walks behind. He was like, "Oh shit, I just got that game."
Ah,
Yeah.
he's a newbie.
Yeah, he is. He's newer at it. He was talking to me about it though.
So he definitely hasn't hit the black level
Hell
that
no.
you're at.
Mm-mm.
He only won
We're
twice.
on purple now, baby.
yeah.
You're on purple?
We're on purple.
Oh yeah, I beat
How
blue. But he's ready.
Oh,
to
that's even
We're-
above blue
yeah.
black.
I'm back up again.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're tied again. Now we're both on purple.
How did you find it beating that forsaken level?
I didn't even realize I was gonna beat it when I beat it.
Which
I was
one,
in
blue or black?
blue. I was just in such a flow state, like getting my numbers going in the proper direction, that I didn't even realize I was on the last boss
Hmm.
until my final hand, and I was like, "Holy shit!" I don't even think I realized until after it said "you win this difficulty" that I realized I just beaten purple stake.
Would
No, you
you?
didn't. Blue steak.
Whatever, blue stake.
So were you effectively?
We're on that race. We're on that race.
First to orange wins.
Yeah, for real.
First, is that the highest? What is
No,
the highest?
We're not beating gold.
Gold. Okay,
What
that
is
makes
the-
sense.
Because you get the erratic deck for doing orange.
Yeah, what is like the
It's
state?
the first guy to get every deck is kind of what we're doing. The stake? Like -1 hand size, I think.
For-
-1 joker slot, I think. I don't know. Something bad.
Something bad.
The one we're on is the blinds increased even more. That's the one we're on right now.
It's tough.
Those are the toughest ones. The one where the money gets even
Yeah.
more.
Dang, you keep banging this table. Huh?
I am sorry. I'm
The
sorry.
plasma deck is low-key hard, dude.
It's not that great.
In the end game, it falls off so fast.
I think that the what's it called? I think I'm gonna start going back for my what's it called?
Abandoned?
I'm gonna go for a purple deck or a purple stake for abandon. Keep going, motherfucker! I love
Yeah,
that.
maybe I just commit to blue.
Yeah, I'm coming into abandon.
You know what this reminds me of?
What?
This reminds me of elementary school when we had to do the recorders and we were getting the belts for them.
Yeah, it's just like that.
That's wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Some things never change.
We're both trying to get the orange belt first.
That's
It's gonna be him.
that makes my heart
Thank
flutter.
you.
You know,
I
that's
don't know though. It's all
it's
comes down to luck.
childlike bliss.
Mm-hmm. I did beat both of those stakes like in back to back, like in one sitting.
Once I beat black, yeah, I beat blue so quick.
Yeah.
Black was the harder one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you probably just get into like a groove of it, but
Maybe we are getting better at it.
yeah.
Balatro.
The next one is gonna be. You have to have a great set of jokers for the next one.
It's gonna be bad.
I'm just thinking about it like,
Good luck.
Thank you.
because right now, the final boss ends up before the purple stake. The final boss was 2,000, right? No, it was 1,000,
1,000.
right?
The final boss. 1,000.
100,000.
100,000.
Yeah, right. So what is it gonna be now?
400,000. I don't know.
Probably 200,000.
But I feel like we're just like spouting numbers at each other. I don't know if this is a good podcast.
Nah, I don't know. Hey, we'll come back at you.
I
with
guess
one
the
of us.
point is that it's only getting harder for us to like reach the top of this mountain of challenge.
Yeah.
But we are competing with each other.
Yeah, we are in a sense. But
We're rivals.
yeah, but another a big part of this is that the Battletro community is growing,
Hmm.
and it's going to be on the phone soon. So
I didn't talk
Hopefully.
about how my Balatro guy.
he said that.
No, but I
Oh yeah.
I just remembered. I was doing math because we were in groups. We were up at the board, adding shit together, and this kid's like, who I had talked to before. He was like, "Dude, do you like gamble?" And I'm like, "No, I don't gamble." He's like, "You're always playing like card games on your computer." And I'm like, "Oh no, man,
It's just Bellatrix,
It's
dude.
just Balatro." Yeah, and then the guy next to me goes, "Balatro's sick." And then I was like, "Oh shit, like you're all about that Balatro life." And he tells me how he's beating the gold difficulty. And, like,
Really?
Wait, no, he did orange. Sorry, he did orange and
damn.
got all the decks.
Hey, bro is a true.
So you met a
fucking-
newbie, and I met a guy who's pretty good.
Yeah, I did. I met a newbie. I was teaching him the ways. He was telling me, what's that joker that you get a +2 mult each time you play a 2-pair? He was like, that one's so good.
Oh, Wii Joker.
Yeah.
That's good for the plasma deck. Yeah,
Nah,
that's good for every deck.
the one I'm talking about, it's like the pair of pants one. You know what I mean?
Trouser.
Yeah, something like that.
Trousers I
you
like.
get, it's alright. You get +2 mult every time you play a.
2 pairs.
Yeah, you got.
That's good if you get it early.
Yeah.
If it was like every 2-player play this run, it'd be probably good.
But that's just what I think.
Just your 2 cents.
Well, that's just a humble
Any
opinion.
other
of a-
what's it called?
Purple
Any other
Mistake
Yes,
player.
Invincible series.
Simple series.
Oh, I was gonna say any other balance changes for
Oh.
the game, but yeah.
Oh, yes. Odd Todd, huge buff, guys. Odd Todd used to give you 30 chips for every odd card you played. Now it gives you 31. It's an odd number now.
It's a goated fucking buff, but
That's it. That's all he's telling us.
Image
but
of Odd Todd it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the jokers.
Included now.
Odd Todd.
yo, when this shit comes to the phone, you gotta try it out, Darren. But
For real.
Invincible, yeah, you said something about Invincible now. Yeah, it's alright. The second season's been aired now. I've watched it. These two haven't.
So-
Jeff's seen some of it.
Mark got raped.
Nah, he didn't. He didn't.
And
Spoiler alert for coming. For coming next season, another time
no,
probably.
Mark's going to get raped, and what has been happening recently for you?
In this very season, nothing really great happened. If we're being real, I mean, like Mark killed his first person. He killed someone for the first time.
Why did he do this?
So this person was like fucking harassing his family pretty much, and like broke his mom's arm because like
Fucking dickhead.
yeah, he was like
Asshole.
keeping him hostage because he hates Mark. He hates all the fucking Marks in all the universes. But
Oh, the brain guy?
yeah, so what happens was he finally snaps and like Mark's like this. They end up fighting after he sends him to a bunch of different universes or whatever. But then they end up fighting, and then the guys tell him like, yeah, in all these universes I got the best doctors to make me stronger and whatever. And so then after finally, Mark just snaps and he just fucking bang smashes like just
Beats the shit out of him.
yeah beats the shit out of him. And then he says
Brutalizes him.
yeah, and he says like after you see him he's just fucking dead. His head is he like bashed his head in. They don't show really, but
He's
surprisingly they always show it.
The
but,
guy has a giant brain. That's like a huge weak spot.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then Mark says like I
How did
thought
he
you were
get that
stronger.
Exposed Brian.
It's not exposed. It's just big.
Oh,
So
okay.
it like comes under his skin.
But yeah, Mark's very sad that he fucking killed someone, and that's kind of where we are.
I wonder how much of like there's a skull around his brain.
Probably isn't much of a skull.
No, it's probably very squishy.
Probably how Mark just
It's
fucking.
squishy. I
He's a
would.
gross guy.
Yeah, imagine like getting a massage or something.
He tried to like fuse with every version of himself from every
Yeah.
universe, and he fucked it up.
He's like the Cain the Conqueror of that.
King the Conqueror of the
He can, like, just go-
Invincible universe.
In my he can like go through like portals and like multiverse. Just
Why did he get fucked up again?
what do you mean?
His transformation into the mixing all the guys into one.
I don't really like. They kind of showed it in the last episode. Remember, like
Didn't like the Mahler brothers,
the-
he was like not gonna pay them or something.
no, he was beating the shit. They were beating the shit out of Invincible. They were about to kill him. And he's like, I will not let my empire be built on blood. And he fucked it up. And then
Yeah.
shit got fucked up. He like tried to leave it when it was happening.
He's
and
kind of a cool guy for that. I don't know.
yeah, he kind of is.
It's really committing to your ideals.
And then everything happened. He got merged with people who didn't believe that, I guess. But yeah. And then here we are. And then Mark kills his ass. And then Omni-Man's in prison. But the alien guy's fucking. He's about to help him break out.
My empire will not be built on blood.
It's a shame more leaders haven't said that.
Doesn't seem like any of them.
Well, he did not go off that. That quickly changed. He quickly wanted to beat the shit out of Mark and
Yo, actually, there was a Paris Treaty for every country to try and get their carbon emissions lower to like a certain point, and they all agreed.
Zero.
Yeah,
The
they
goal
all
is
agreed.
zero.
We're gonna reduce it by this much, and the only country that actually did it was Ghana. Some random ass country. They did it.
Well,
probably easier for them.
yeah, they also sort of like the least industrially advanced.
I don't know. I just. That sounds
Speaking
good
of
to
that,
me.
I'm in a global human issues class, and like we were looking at a thing.
I actually don't know what the fuck.
We were like, there's a bunch of goals that we're trying to like
What does Ghana
reach
look
by
like?
2023. That's one of them.
Yeah.
Like that. I think that's part of this. And it's just we're nowhere close to reaching the goals to
No,
make this
we're
place
terrible.
better, to make the world a better place.
There is also a bill that's being passed, and it's already passed for mass. 2035, I believe, you will need to own and operate an electric vehicle to drive on the roadways.
When?
Fair enough.
2035.
I'll be dead by then.
That's crazy.
No.
Bullshit. They gotta fucking maintain the price of electric vehicles then.
It's either that or there's going to be like a very hefty tax for carbon emitting cars. But
So they better fucking maintain the price for electric vehicles then. Cause what the fuck?
well, I mean, there's companies like Ford
Isn't
that
that
are,
bullshit?
even Harley Davidson is making electric bikes now, so
They better be affordable for the general pop.
they're trying their best, I'm sure. But manufacturing of vehicles is expensive as it is. GM and Ford are hemorrhaging money.
I hate the government, bro. I don't want to fucking have to use an electric car. I want to be able to use a cheap fucking car. I don't have to get a new car.
I don't either. I mean, I can. My car's kind of. It's worse for wear. I could use a new one actually. I might as well.
You might as well
just
get an
electric.
electrical?
Yeah. I don't think I will, but I might as well.
Nah, get a car now so that when when it comes time, you'll be like, yeah, I need a new car anyway.
I think it lowers your excise tax too. So.
Ghana switched the type of fuel they used from oil to
Solar?
natural gas. That's why they
What, they be
had
shitting
lower,
over there?
like, emissions. out
What is
there.
natural gases?
There's like gas and rock that you can use. to
Isn't that
power
like an
shit.
oil? Wouldn't that be considered an oil?
No, because gas is like it's in the air and stuff.
No, it's literally just like a floating mist.
It like
So is
generates
it
less
like-
electricity, I guess.
Is it like the
It
gas
takes the
state of like of oil?
It's just like
no.
its own thing.
Yeah, it's just a natural gas.
It's yeah.
They just be shitting. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know anything about this stuff.
Well, it effectively works the same way as oil, where you're just converting
Who
it.
thinks like let's trap this random air, this random gas, and use it to fucking like smells like fucking electricity in here? Like
I
who
don't know.
thinks that?
This is
It
like,
smells like electricity.
Yeah.
there's something about when people they get their hands on a shit ton of something, they get innovative.
Innovative.
They innovate.
Innovate.
They're like, there's a lot of this shit in here.
Wait a minute.
Well, I
Well, I
could
mean, to be fair,
I could make money off of this.
there's like the fluorescent light bulbs, and that works using a sort of mist.
Yeah,
So,
like a gas
right.
combination, I guess, but with the electricity. I really don't know how any of that shit works.
It's all above my pay grade. I'm not an engineer. My father's an engineer. I've never been big into it.
I will say the light bulbs die too fast.
For real.
They're designed to.
Depends on the light bulbs. I got this LED one that's supposed to last for like 20 to 50 years.
They could last from.
That's just about to last you 2
There's
minutes.
a light bulb that's been running for 100 years that they just never turned off.
What one?
It's in like a museum somewhere. It's just an old ass light bulb that they were like they designed to last.
Forever.
Yeah, like that. Maybe not forever, but just be a quality product.
How long has it lasted?
It's still going. It's like 100 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who made this? Thomas.
Science.
No.
No company. Just science.
So it is possible to build better light bulbs, 20 to 50,000 years is pretty good. But I don't know. Like, in general, like ceiling lights, I guess, is what I'm talking about. You gotta replace them.
Day in and day out, motherfucker.
Day in and day out.
Well, if they're in use, people try to conserve them, though, constantly turning them off. I'm sure that'll preserve their longevity.
Right. You don't want to be wasteful. I think that's another money incentive because that's your utility bill. You don't want that
Right.
going up. That's why you turn the electricity off.
Yeah.
If electricity was free, I'd probably run my shit all day long. Sorry to say.
All day long, even when the sun's out? I think I prefer that, to have an open window. Some sunlight.
I'd run
Well,
my
it depends
shit
on the
all day.
weather.
Well, not
There's
not
always
an
a million
open window,
factors, but my point is that it is about money. I think.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
about
Because facts, if it was free, I'd have
saving
that shit
your light
running.
bulbs.
If it was free, that is true. Not even everyone would have that shit running all day long.
Yeah.
We'd be
I mean,
consuming so much more energy.
Maybe not me, but there's but only because I was raised in an environment where my dad was like, you better not waste any of this fucking electricity.
You better not waste
You
any of this
better
hard-earned electricity
be
we're getting.
grateful for the gifts you are given, son. And,
One of my most
No,
hated
yeah.
things is when the power goes out. I want to kill them motherfuckers. Put it back on already.
Yeah, they take their sweet ass
I know,
time
it's
with it,
so
too.
annoying. Like, get your fucking ass out there. What are you doing? What is your job if not to repair this? Like, I feel like, I swear, there has to be like a special division for that.
There should be, like emergency call. But then again, Massachusetts is a big old state, and it's a national thing,
National Grid.
a national grid.
It's not good. I think we're getting like FiOS in my area. I hope that's good.
Hopefully.
What is
I think
FiOS?
that's like the super duper internet they show you on
Does
TV.
it include 5G?
I didn't know FiOS was like a
Is that
fucking
an
We have
national grid.
Comcast right now. Right?
Yeah,
We're
these
on
are-
Comcast cable.
I'm a Verizon guy, I think.
Now our
And a
town is,
Comcast.
there's people just all around putting up fiber optic wire and so FiOS. You got to know what's going on in your local government.
Yes, it's a good idea to keep up to tabs with your local town hall, because there could be a law passed that legitimately impacts you, and you have no idea.
Yeah, they might be giving me better internet, so I care.
Maybe.
I'm a Verizon guy, and they're kind of
Right.
shitty. I don't really fuck with. You have Verizon? What do you have?
I have T-Mobile.
Verizon is kind of bummy.
It's fine. Yeah.
You have it?
Is it? It might not even be FiOS or anything. I might actually have the wrong brand, but all I know is that we're getting something new. We're getting some kind of new wiring in our internet, and I really hope it's just for the better.
Yeah.
Please, local government, have my best interest in mind.
Local government.
There's no way of telling. That's what's really annoying, As much as I appreciate the hard work that our governments do, I say governments because they're state and federal, local, I really don't have as much faith in them as I used to, especially as a wee lad, when I was pledging
You know.
allegiance to the flag. I'm a very different person nowadays.
Yeah.
Freddie, do you have any topics that you would like to introduce?
I don't know. I'm thinking. I don't really know.
What would happen to you today? Anything stick out besides this Balatro player?
Nah, that was the biggest thing that
Bad.
stuck out. But I don't know. I kind of had a boring classes. I'm just watching fucking. I watched that Invincibles. Yeah, we already touched on that.
You watched that in class?
No, I watched
Oh,
before
okay.
class this morning. Cause my first class is at 12:30.
What classes do you take currently?
I have 2 computer science ones,
What are they called?
Comp 152, and then like Comp 206 or something. Like, no, it's like I don't even. That's like one of some stupid. It has a longer name. I forget it. But then I have math class, the one with fucking Mia.
Right. With Wendy Corcoran.
Yeah, the Wendy Corcoran.
Professor Wendy Corcoran.
Then I have the global human issues that we had talked about with that human issues.
You gotta discuss global human issues.
And then yeah, my last one is the best one. Not the best one, but Star Wars class I have.
Star Wars.
Yeah, we watched the Bad Batch new episodes.
Is that animated?
Yeah,
Wow.
we watching watching all the fucking animated stuff. Star Wars, so much Clone Wars episodes. Yeah.
So that
Which
must
one's the
be
best?
What in what regard? What do you mean? What
Which one's Frederick's favorite?
my favorite movie of Star Wars?
What's your favorite Star Wars media? Like, if you had to, if I were
I really do love A New Hope, but
If you had to like get me into Star Wars, and you were like, "This is my favorite," what would you do?
First of all, you got to finish a trilogy.
Assuming I've already watched the trilogy.
what trilogy?
I guess the original three.
Oh, so I don't know.
Are the original three your favorite?
Yeah, they were pretty much what I yeah. And
So
then
you would put me on with like the New Hope.
I would if you've already watched those and you know those,
I don't.
I would watch. Then
I would have to rewatch them, frankly.
well, it would probably be one of those, or probably episode. I'd be like watch episode 3, 4, 5, and 6,
Hmm
and then The Mandalorian is a good show.
Ooh. Yeah,
I
but
did watch the first season of the Michael Lorian. That was pretty
Yeah.
good.
you don't really get much lore out of it, though.
Have you watched the whole show?
Yeah. No. How much more is there?
I don't mean, what kind of lore do you want? It's its own thing, kind of, and there is lore to it. I mean,
Well, not as much
have you
as
seen the second season?
maybe.
You know who comes and like saves him at the end?
Who comes and saves him?
I mean, I'll just say, you care?
Is it Ahsoka Tano?
No, it's fucking Luke. Luke's
Really?
in it, and then in the show, what's it called? It's
Wait,
got-
really?
Yeah, like when they're like about to like get fucked by the Dark Troopers, Luke just comes in and takes Grogu.
Wow.
The show did lose its plot in the third season. The whole point of the show was to get Grogu with a Jedi, and then he's with a Jedi now. But now they're like doing another type of plot where like there's gonna be a movie like that wraps that up. The Ahsoka show. There's gonna be a movie like
So you
the
think
heir
they
of the
could have
Empire.
ended it with giving Grogu to Luke?
Yeah, but what they're gonna do now is it's not gonna be the Mandalorian because he's like gonna help in a bigger story with the enemy of Thrawn, who's like a bad guy. I've never really seen some of the other shows, but
Alright, I like Thrawn.
yeah,
Thrawn.
that's one of the
That
bad
is-
guys.
Thrawn, and can you repeat the name of Baby Yoda?
Oh, well,
There we go.
yeah.
That'll
You
be
know
the
his
name of the
name?
episode.
Gro'Goroth.
Yeah, Grogu.
That'll
Gro'Goroth.
be the name of the episode.
Gro'Goroth.
Gro'Goroth. Put an
Gro'Goroth.
apostrophe after the first O. So it's Gro'Goroth.
Gro'Goroth. Sounds like
A Viking
Skyrim
or
orc.
Yeah. Or something like Lovecraft.
Yeah, H.P. Lovecraft.
Yeah.
Do you think that Cthulhu is a good character?
I love Eldritch shit. I might be like the most biased guy to ask about this stuff.
Right.
But I really love the idea of like an incomprehensible horror.
Incomprehensible horror. It's a very interesting concept. It's cosmological. It's unbelievably extensive.
Right.
The power that these creatures have is it's beyond immense.
They operate on a scale that's kind of just a human can't understand. And I think
Breaking human minds.
again another thing I've said before that the fear of the unknown is the scariest shit.
Whatever could be lurking out there in the darkness.
Beyond.
Yeah. The idea. Well, what do you think is a worser fear? A fear of the unknown or a fear of never knowing the unknown?
The fear of the unknown, fear of never knowing the unknown. Well, there are known knowns and unknown knowns,
Right.
which are the things we know that we know, and the things that we know that we don't know.
Yes.
But there are also unknown unknowns, which are the things that we don't even know that we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But also there are unknown knowns, which are the things we don't know that we know.
Yes. Yes.
Bro knows all the unknown knowns and the unknown knowns.
Everything that could be known or unknown is known by Jeff.
Everything in the entire universe falls into one of those things.
Yes. Yes. When looking at the perspective of knowledge, yes.
They overlap.
Like a massive, what is that diagram called? Venn diagram, yes.
Well, this is my take on perhaps the hubris of man, but when I tell you imagine a giant monster swallowing the earth, did you picture a zoomed out earth with a huge alien like getting it
Yeah.
in space?
Yeah.
But us as a human, we would probably be in here. So when Cthulhu's coming out of the water and like or something huge in space just wipes through us, a cosmic horror, we won't even know. That's the scary part. We won't even know.
We would only experience it.
It would just be an unknown forever. We get, and the people who do know just go blah. They go crazy. They can't handle it. And when a man dies, that information is lost.
Wow.
That's just
Wow.
my take on it. My humble take.
That is Yeah. Well, that is H.P. Lovecraft for you, pretty much.
I love that stuff. I don't agree with his racism, but I
Why
love
not?
the idea.
Well, you see.
Because Black Lives Matter now.
Depends on who you ask. Some say Blue Lives Matter. I see a lot of those stickers on cars.
Yeah, at this rate, I'm starting to think all lives must matter.
Maybe all lives do matter.
That's ridiculous.
Who could have? Nah, it can't be.
No, everybody.
Yeah, exactly. We have to divide and conquer. We
Some
cannot
peop-
simply just have everyone being happy.
Some people don't believe in the same things as me.
Who?
Like just there are people who.
Like the
I said something about let everybody know being worth killing or something, and then what? Somehow we got here. I'm high.
high in life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you like to get immersed into BSU?
Let's
Go
do it.
ahead.
All right. I had this incredible moment, and I'm not saying this in a sort of make fun sort of manner. I'm saying this in a way because I really was like awestruck when I had experienced it. My professor, Aeon Scoble,
Mhm.
he comes to class every day with a fedora and a trench coat.
Oh, okay.
That is a
And
fun man.
the same friend who I talked about with that racism idea with, where you hate each individual who has the same skin color individually, not just because of their skin color. He also mentioned that Aeon Scoble, the professor, kind of looks like the Penguin from
Danny
Batman.
DeVito, the Penguin. Does he?
Not even, but just kind of, just enough, just reminiscent enough.
Like with the whole makeup going on.
You just feel it. You feel it. You feel the penguin-esque-ness of him.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well,
You can decide.
it was a good thing this time around because he was here giving a lecture, and we were talking about punishments. He points up to the board
Mm-hmm.
at the word deterrence. Oh no, at the word retribution,
Okay, that's good.
and and he says it though instead of saying retribution, he goes retribution.
Rich.
And I just thought, it really was like he was a supervillain. He really was the Penguin in that moment.
Okay, so
And I was just struggling so hard not to laugh in class. I was like biting my lip, like I was like, oh,
that rules.
it was brutal. But yeah,
It's so cool to be an iconic dude.
one day, Bird Venture, not only will you be, but you would recognize that you have been all along.
That's the way to
what they all
live.
say.
That's the point of life.
The point of life is just yeah,
Find out who you are and
it's
do
to
it on
accept.
purpose.
And no short part. It's to accept.
You
Accept
realize
who
you've
you
been
are.
who you were all along.
You already know. You were just. You wanted. You felt the need to prove it to yourself.
You gotta try some other shit though.
You all right? What was that?
I thought I was falling back.
That was interesting. It kind of looked like you glitched or something.
Yeah, it was a little scary.
Fred would fall into the back room.
What?
It's lagging right now. So there's some BSU immersion for you guys.
That is some
Yeah,
BSU
dude.
immersion.
Philosophy of law.
We're immersed. in
Aeon
this.
Scoble. Fedora and trench coat.
That is a pretty tight fit. I love that.
He rocks it, man. It's got the fedora has a feather in it.
Was it buttoned up like the fedora? The fedora, the trench coat.
I don't know actually. I don't think he does button it up because he's so sort of efficient. He's too efficient to button it up.
It's incredible.
He's got to throw it on and off,
He has to be aware of like the connotations of that look, but he just
Well,
doesn't care.
The same friend that I keep bringing up, he said to him that you know what you're doing, and you're doing it right.
Mm-hmm.
And he was referencing in particular his fedora. And the professor said, thank you, and just laughed a little bit.
Kind words.
So he knows. He knows
Yeah.
something. But I don't know. I don't know if he was just being humble in the moment or if he does actually try to look this way.
I'm sure everybody mentions it.
His style?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never heard anyone say anything about it besides me and my friend.
He's got to hear about that all the time in his personal life.
From colleagues.
Yeah, like just
Oh,
anybody.
it's Scobo with the fedora.
I see a guy in a hat. I'm gonna be like, nice hat, dude.
Yeah. Maybe that's why he keeps
Nice
wearing
hat,
it.
dude.
Because he keeps getting complimented for it. I mean, that's a good reason to do something.
But how much of it is sincere? Like,
No, I'm not sure. I'm
I
not
don't know.
sure. I mean, I actually do, like, I would not wear that hat. But
no.
him wearing that hat to me is not only fine, I think it exemplifies him. So he should wear it.
He just owns it.
He does own it, yeah.
There's nothing cooler than somebody who just owns that shit. Anybody who owns their shit, I should say.
Ownage,
Own your shit.
yeah. Express yourself, as Dre would say. Freddie,
Yeah.
would you like to express yourself?
Yeah. I don't know. I got nothing. I don't know.
You got nothing?
I got nothing right now. I don't know. I'm just kind of flowing in the moment.
All
I
right.
don't want to be put on the spot, bro. I don't
I'm
wanna-
sorry, I'm sorry.
It's hard to
No,
express
I
yourself
don't
when you
mean to.
put him on the spot.
I'm
like
sorry,
that.
I'm
It's all good shit.
I feel like one of these times I'll ask you and you'll just say something life-changing, you know?
I mean, it could happen.
Well, Jeff, do you have a topic?
A topic.
Yes.
Now I'm
So I was just actually spreading the What's It Called podcast.
Thank you.
I sent it the episode with Dan to all those motherfuckers, like Anthony and Mike and all them, and Jack.
Let's talk about the ocean.
Okay, let's talk about the ocean. I'm watching SpongeBob, so might as well.
It's good. That's educational programming.
It can be at times. For the most part, I don't know if I call it as such.
No.
Certainly can't. It doesn't teach you how to drive. I know that much.
Ocean is a scary place.
Oh, actually, there is one episode though where they do somewhat teach you how to drive.
What episode of what?
Keep it.
SpongeBob.
Oh,
What does he say? He's
you
like.
can't drive for shit.
I did learn like you
When he
know.
has the radio in his head, he can't.
Oh yeah, true.
I did learn not to floor it.
Yeah, I
He shows you everything you could do wrong.
Yeah, that
They
is
don't- You
true.
do internalize some of
To
that.
be fair though,
You don't want to
But they're
floor
never
it.
like turn on your blinker and then he gets hit for it.
when
Unless you're Squidward.
yeah, Squidward.
In that one episode where he gets knocked into the fucking machine.
the
You see
time
that
machine.
one?
Yeah.
No, he
I
gets
don't.
kicked into like he's driving and Squidward's like the safe example of a driver and SpongeBob's the bad example of a driver. And he rear ends Squidward. And Squidward in his seat with the seatbelt goes flying through his windshield into a huge machine that's just 2 cylinders covered in spikes
I need to see
and gets
this.
ground into it.
Oh my goodness! I think
It's like, why do they even have a machine that does that?
Well, they also have. There's another episode where he's like going through cheese graters. Mrs. Puff steals his boat.
Oh yeah,
He's
that's
going
what
through cheese
educational
graters.
programming comes from.
What do you mean?
He's like, razor clams, cheese graters.
It teaches you what those things are.
Educational programming. And then it cuts
Educational
off and he
programming.
just screams.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ah, and then it
This
becomes the
is-
radio.
Yeah.
How does he get his license?
He doesn't. That's one of them.
That's a great scene.
But that's
we'll
not.
put
Look
that
up the
in.
one.
Hey, use your mirrors, fool!
Mirrors? Oh, that reminds me. I haven't adjusted this one yet.
Ah, can't see! No! Ow.
One with the grinder.
How do I even find
Look up
that?
Squidward grinding machine.
Grind.
I'll find it.
Good. Yeah.
What time is it?
6:45.
All right. All
We've
right.
had a good amount of time on this.
You want to rent out more, or are we done here? 15.
I'm good for either.
We'll get this clip up, and then can you send me those?
Send you what?
The clips,
Of?
everything.
Which ones?
So the SpongeBob, that one of the Squidward.
This one. You send that.
Send me this one as well.
I don't know why there's music over it.
Yeah, but that
That's
Animate
horrible.
him going into it.
Wow.
So
Wow.
that was in a
And
child's
I've never.
show, but
That's wow.
so what were the other ones? I forget.
Um,
I will try this.
I don't know. I'll text you it.
I forget which ones they were.
I'll
but
text. Actually, I'll just find them myself. But please send me the SpongeBob ones.
That one. I don't remember the other one, but that one sent that one to the group chat.
Frederick knew I wanted this more than I knew I wanted it.
You liked it? You like that?
Bubbly. I'm a fan
I
of
ended up
bubbly.
drinking it.
Yeah, that's true.
I like sparkling water.
It's not like juice.
Oh,
It's like bubbly juice.
bubbly juice. Well, that's what bubbly is. It's
Do
like
you
juice
want to
water.
try it, Mr. Wellington?
No, thank you. I appreciate it though.
Regarded.
Mr. Wellington.
Mr. Well regarded, Mr. Wellington.
Mr. Wellington. A beef Wellington. I've never had it, but they do look mighty tasty, don't they?
They do.
That's rich.
Gordon
man food.
Ramsay makes them
I'm
look
a
good.
I
peasant.
know, but I want to try caviar
I
too.
really do want to try beef Wellington.
We should one day we should have a cooking podcast and we should try to make one.
I consider myself a common man, and that is, that's noble food.
Cave cooking.
Cave cooking.
Cave cooking would be like dead rats.
Dead
a
rats.
bat.
Yeah. A
We
bat.
need a place to cook.
You'd have to. Yeah. No. Well, it'd have to be a campfire.
Well, Jess better. What's it called? Jess
We-
better have his own fucking place here. Maybe do you have a kitchen?
Oh yeah, I do.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, we want to do cave cooking at Jeff's
Yeah, we
house.
could do some cave cooking.
No, I'm just kidding. You're gonna. I mean, hey,
Get a
Jeff's open
tripod.
his home, but
Get a GoPro,
Mm-hmm.
and then
that
boom.
could be crazy. Cook up a beef Wellington. Test it out to the.
Do you want to actually try to do a beef Wellington? That would be wow.
That
would-
is a.
We might make a
advanced.
mess in your kitchen though.
There might be, yeah. I mean,
Well, if you don't want to do it, we could find another kitchen, but.
We can go in the woods with a Coleman. Little grill.
Yeah.
I
That
don't
definitely
like
would work
fishing,
out
man.
well.
I don't know. I've had the weirdest urge to like. Maybe it's because It's just you whacking or something.
Yeah, I'm
Maybe
whacking
it's
it.
because I'm like of my caveman ancestors, but I've had the weirdest urge to like catch a fish and then skin it and eat it, like to fillet a fish and then eat my own fish. Isn't that weird?
I honestly I had a similar urge when I played Red Dead Redemption,
Mm-hmm.
because like in that game you can kill animals and skin them,
Yeah.
and like it's really graphic when you do it. Like you take off their hide and just with a knife,
Right.
you know.
But what's kind of fucked up to me is that like raw fish, I eat that stuff, and like I would cook the fish that I get, but just the thought of like cutting something and it looking kind of edible to me right after I do that—that's terrible. There's something weird and primal that feels unethical.
Well, you like what's it called, sushi?
Yeah, I love sushi.
You're accustomed to raw
Yeah.
fish.
Right. Yeah.
I love fish.
Just because you're accustomed to it, though, don't mean every fish is okay to eat raw.
That's
No,
very true.
but I'm just saying, like I can see a cut of fish and be like, that would be good to eat.
Yeah.
Throw that shit on, you throw it on the stove because we're humans, but that shit would be good to eat.
Mm. I'm a big fan of processing food, especially through grilling and cooking,
Yeah.
baking, microwaving, frying.
We kind of can't do without it.
It's yeah, for the most. Well, I mean, you could eat a raw potato, but a French fry, come on, that's a whole different ballgame,
You can't.
Yeah, what a French fry?
huh?
Well, it's that.
Oh, okay, I understand what you're saying.
You can
Oh.
eat a raw potato, but a French fry
French
is
fry's
so
so
much
much
better.
better.
A baked
Yeah.
potato with some butter on it, even add some sour cream.
Yeah, cooking is just
Oh
it's
my
so good,
goodness.
and I guess we're evolved into it or something, because that's just a primal instinct. Like this has to be cooked before we eat it, or else it's gonna be gross.
For real.
Or
Well,
maybe
we could
it is
die
just
by it.
instilled into yeah, it is instilled into us by where we live. But it is so much better to cook your food. It's hard to go back from that.
I wouldn't want to.
Never.
Sometimes having a little bit of burntness, I like it, especially like on some toast. You know,
Mm-hmm.
if you put butter on it, or like hamburgers in particular, if you don't toast the bun, it gets soggy, man.
Mm,
You need a little crispiness there.
definitely. But
Bacon.
I like my shit kind of rare, frankly.
No, I'm not talking
What?
about the
In
actual
what
burger.
regard? The bun?
Like bread, I don't like super toasted bread.
I don't really like I like my
Uh,
bread pretty toasted.
I like my burgers
A little crunch.
juicy,
You gotta have
a little
crunch,
bleedy.
too. I like
Maybe
having
I'm just like
crunch.
an
It's making me
animal.
hungry.
Yeah,
All right, yeah.
it's a good burger.
This has been yet another episode
Yeah,
of Cave
easy.
Convos, episode 12.
We're gonna all eat F now.
Splendidly done.
Thank you as always, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us.
Yeah, we hope to see you guys soon.
There it is. I have been one of your co-hosts. Yeah, but join
What, did I
by.
steal your thunder?
You did.
Nah, say it. I didn't even say it right, did I?
Join by.
Polar Edge.
And
Jeff Grizzly.
thanks again.
I love that I couldn't come up with anything better than that. Like it's just my name and then a type of bear.
It sounds good. It,
It
has
works,
a certain
though,
flow to
yeah.
it.
Like,
I'm gonna
like
Polar
Chuck the
Edge.
Freak.
I mean, polar red. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
That is pretty good.
I think I might got the best one.
I agree. But anywho,
But Jeff Grizzly is kind of, that sounds like what's it
Jeff
called?
Grizzly.
What's that guy's name? Bear Grizzly or Bear Grylls?
Bear Grylls.
It makes me sound tough.
Yeah.
You are.
And then there's
you are
Dared
a
Bear.
bear.
Dared Bear's
a
the
very
fluffy
bear.
one. That's what it sounds like.
Damn bear.
Bell.
Just a fluffy kind of guy. I'm an honest guy. Anywho, thank you very much for joining us. We hope you hear from us soon. Goodbye.
Bye.